Elena, an expat living and working in Odessa, Ukraine. Before this, I lived in India, China, and the US, and in a couple of days I'm going to visit India for a wedding that is taking place in Delhi. I oftentimes hear from my Western friends things like, well, what's the appeal of going to India? Oh, this country is so dirty, it's so messy, it's not very safe for you, why do you want to go there? And I wanted to address these issues in this video. I visited India twice, first with my full-time job experience. It was back in 2010. I lived for a whole year back then, and then a couple of years later I visited for a week or so as a tourist. The first thing that I hear about India is how dirty it is. And don't get me wrong, if I compare it to Germany or Austria or Switzerland, it's definitely more dirty. But I think one reason is that India has a huge population, and any country with such a population would have problems with maintaining cleanliness and order on the streets. You have a very biased perspective of Delhi, India when you look on YouTube. The majority of videos that I saw are from Old Delhi. And for people who have never visited India, Old Delhi is the old part of the city, obviously, which is really chaotic, crazy, unusual, and dirty. Imagine that you're going to a city. Would you stay near the main train station or near the main bus station or near the main bazaar? Probably not, because you expect this area to be not as pleasant and more dirty. That's what really infuriates me about these videos. People don't really experience the more cozy, clean, manicured neighborhoods of India. All that they see is Old Delhi, which is fine, but I would never personally live there. And I don't know really people who would say, oh, Old Delhi, really nice neighborhood, I want to move there and live with my family. No, this is only filmed for clicks. If you are really bothered by, trash on the street or by a lack of order, do I recommend India? Probably not. Save your money and your vacation day and go to a country where you are sure to enjoy your vacation from start to finish. The second point is, well, why do you even want to visit India? It's not really appealing. What are the things are you going to do there? Are you going on a yoga retreat or what? Well, India is a huge country with 29 states, and people in India like to say that the 29 states are like 29 countries, because more often than not they speak different languages, they have totally different cuisines, like cuisine in the north is very different from cuisine from the south. There are multiple religions, and this adds flavor to every place that you visit in India. A lot of people take a whole month to visit India, and that is definitely not enough. During 1 year that I've been there, I visited many cities in the north and the south, east and west, and I still have so many places to visit. So India is really huge. It can offer you multiple things, from the beautiful deserts in Rajasthan to the beautiful burning Ghats and river Ganga in Varanasi. Then the north is really beautiful if you're into trekking into mountains. I've personally visited Shimla, which was the summer residence of the British in the north. Then there's Dharamsala, which is with a huge Tibetan population that gives the city a certain vibe. Then there's Goa and Kerala with the beautiful beaches and the beautiful Portuguese architecture. And then there's Mumbai with the thriving Bollywood industry. And it's a really nice city where you can just party, have drinks, and live that intense lifestyle. So as you see, India is very, very diverse and has something for everybody. There are definitely things beyond riding elephants, which I really don't recommend because that's not really humane, and doing yoga retreats. By the way, that's also a thing, and a good city for that is Rishikesh, in case you're interested. One thing that I wanted to say is that Indian cuisine is really, really delicious. Once you can handle the amount of spices that it has, I think you really can start enjoying it. And I think nowadays restaurants are really better at making the level of spice to bringing the level of spice down to the level that you can personally tolerate. So there is the North Indian cuisine, which is really creamy, rich, and full of spices, like the curries, the dals. This is all North Indian cuisine. Then paratha. Oh my god, aloo paratha, which is like a flat bread with potato filling with mango pickles, is the best breakfast that you could have. Like, it's in my top 5 breakfast of all time. I'm only thinking about it and salivating. And then there's the South Indian cuisine, which is more watery curries, more shrimps, fish, more seafood. And then the dosa, this like big, very thin pancake with some filling. How safe it is to eat on the street? My advice would be just to, exercise common sense. If you look at an establishment and it inspires trust, it is clean, you see a lot of people standing in line, probably it's popular, and you don't risk, anything by taking some food from there. And if it's the opposite, if it doesn't look good, just don't eat there. One of the things that I was avoiding to eat during my trip was pani puri. Pani puri is this a ball, like a hollow ball made of dough that they fill with water with spices. And because they use water, and I was not sure where did they get the water, I never actually tried this very popular street food. In general, I was very careful with my water. I was only drinking bottled, and that is what everybody does in Delhi. The next point that I want to address is safety, and specifically women safety in India. Again, this is a very sensitive topic, and I've heard multiple female bloggers address this, saying that, hey, India is super safe for women, you don't have to be afraid. But my recommendation would actually be not to solo travel in India. And the reason for that is India does have bigger problems with rape and sexual assault than other countries, and I would just personally not risk it. Does it mean that you don't have to travel to India? No, but I would definitely travel in a group. That's my personal recommendation. That being said, I've had friends who lived in Mumbai, and they said that they could go out partying in miniskirts and very skimpy tops and nobody was paying attention to them. So it might be a function of me living in Delhi with the crowd that it was there, lots of immigrants from poorer regions, that actually shape this perception. Another thing is that India's more on the traditional side. So when I was going out of my apartment, I always had to cover myself, and there was a lot of kind of unwanted stares into my direction, unwanted attention that I didn't really enjoy. This is probably one of the reasons why I could never consider India for my long-term stay or life. I want to have the liberty of wearing whatever I want to wear without getting strange stares and comments into my dress. So, I hope things will change in the future, but as of 7 years ago, that was the situation, and what I could read from news about rape cases in India, it doesn't seem to be changing at the speed that I would have wanted to. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is the transportation system and the trains. Now, a lot of people tell me, oh my god, the trains in India, they are filled with people, and then people are sitting on top of the train because they see this incredible pictures and videos of people being on the top of the train. 10 years ago, I took a lot of rides. Again, train is one of the most accessible types of transportation, and it takes you to almost any city. I was traveling by train, and I've never even once saw people on the top of the train. I was taking general class and sleeper class, and general class means that there's basically no limit to how many people can fill inside of the train. But again, that's the inside of the train, not on top of the train. There are wooden benches on which you sit, and then a lot of people can sit on the same bench, and that does not contribute to the overall comfort. But back then, I couldn't afford better tickets, so that was the level of comfort that I have to deal with. As for the sleeper trains, you get a very nice bench. I think there are like 3 benches in a row, and then you have you know, clean linen, and you can sleep and relax. The compartments are open. But once in a while there will be like kind of people who didn't have a ticket slide into your compartment and sit on your bench, which I always thought was very, very weird until I was in the same situation. So I convinced my girlfriends to go for a weekend to Khajuraho to see the beautiful temples. And we bought tickets from Delhi to Khajuraho, but when we wanted to buy the tickets back, we were waitlisted. Even so, I said, hey, you know, no worries, we are waitlisted now, but we are definitely gonna get, you know, the tickets after 2 days. And unfortunately, we did not get the tickets, and all of us had to return on Monday to our jobs. The train was 12 hours or so, and we had to ride without a seat. So we were sleeping on any bench that was free, you know, for half an hour or 1 hour until somebody else occupied it with, you know, a legit ticket. And I actually slept during that trip on the floor. I kid you not. So I was one of those people who actually went on the train without a ticket, and I think I can understand why Indians do it. Sometimes you really have to be in a place, you can only afford the train, and there are no train tickets, so you kind of make do with what you have. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be filming more of similar videos during my 2 weeks trip to India, so if there's something in particular that you want to see, please leave it in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel, watch any other videos, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!